Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. Let's take a look at the economic calendar for today. Overnight session, the Asian session was quite poor with data release. Only the data from the Australia are here. Manufacturing index deteriorates from -23 to -29. Building approvals up from -4.1 to 3.2, and retail sales 0.2, better than last number of 0%, but worse than the forecast. We are still waiting for the data from the Eurozone. We got the speech from the ECB, the Guidos, at 10 o'clock. Unemployment rate from the Eurozone at 11 o'clock. ECB Lane will give a speech at 12:30. Then we have the interest rate decision from Poland, scheduled for is at 2 o'clock. Then we have the major event of the day, ADP Nonfarm employment change from the US, scheduled for is at 2:15. 2 hours later, we got the ECB President Christine Lagarde to give a speech. At 4:30, we got crude oil inventories, another very important data release. And then we got the data from the Russian Federation. So without any further ado, let's just switch to the chart. We start with euro dollar. For our time frame chart of the euro dollar is showing us a new high made at 1.1830, but take a look at this situation here. Big doji candlestick pattern. Look at this. Doji candlestick with the top at 1.1830 means that the market might be ready for a pullback, and finally the bearish divergence might kick in. All right, so doji at the top of the movement. Maybe this is the top for the wave 5. Maybe this is the situation that will be finally resolved. We got the confirmation, big for our bar, down bar, red bar. Then we have some reaction, and then another push to the downside. If we break below 1.1754, which is now technical support, the nearest technical support, the outlook will be even more bearish. Please take a look here. The momentum stays above the level of 50, above the level of 60 even, and it's hovering around the level of 60 and 70, up and down, which means that this market is trending. However, because there is some sort of the bearish divergence here, we might see some deeper pullback before the uptrend will be resumed, right? So please keep an eye on the euro dollar these days. It looks like we might have some potential top. The same situation is almost the same situation is on the British pound for our time frame chart. It looks like the divergence is even much more visible. Look at this. There it is, right? High, lower high, and if we take a look at chart, we got marginal but still new high, right? So possibly this situation here won't last long, as we have bearish engulfing pattern with the top at 1.3784, confirmation to the downside, slight pullback, and now the market is getting ready to move even lower. It looks like the market wants to get lower towards this technical support levels. The first level is located at 1.3631, then there is 1.3615 and 1.3592. This is the demand zone. So it looks like if we break below the level of 50 on the RSI, we might test the demand zone, as there is plenty of room to the downside before we hit extremely oversold market conditions. So for now, we are looking for this chart as a potential downturn or some sort of the pullback. So let me just, there you go. First confirmation comes with the breakout below 1.3673, the low from the from 2 days ago, 13th of the June 2025. So potential correction on the cable. US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. As you can see here, we are still getting closer towards the technical support and swing low at 1.3419. So this is the level. Just recently we've made some some sort of the swing low, 1.3539. So let me just mark it as well. Nevertheless, the market is still under the bearish pressure as the bulls are having problem with breaking above the level of 50 on the RSI. This is daily time frame chart. We are below the 100 periods moving average as well. Right now it's 1.3992, so 1.4 basically. So it's far away from this level. The market is far away from this level. There is another technical resistance, 1.4026, which is obviously the key for the if there is a potential reversal of the trend from up to down. 1.3860 is another technical the resistance level, and the recent local high 1.3797 is the technical resistance as well. There is a visible bearish pressure. If we add our trend line here from the extreme high, then you can see clearly that this market is still below this trend line, and as long as it stays below the trend line, the outlook remains bearish. So the chances of seeing the test of this low are higher than the reversal and then breakout of all of these technical resistance levels, and breakout above the 100 periods moving average and going even higher, right? So please keep an eye on the US dollar to the Canadian dollar. Because of the data, let's take a look at crude oil. Very good example of a test of the trend line here. As you can see, we are waiting for the crude oil to basically make a decision whether it wants to go up again or whether it wants to go low towards the 59.86 level, or even 53.39 level. Why? Because there is a very interesting situation here just close to this trend line. If we break below this trend line and break below the technical support, the outlook remains bearish, especially with this kind of a momentum. The momentum is negative on a daily time frame chart. 46 points means it's not like a big negative pressure, strong pressure from the bears, not yet. Nevertheless, it's below the level of 50, so that says a lot about the current situation of the crude oil. The 100 periods moving average is just there, 65.33, and every time the market gets there, it's getting, as you can see, pushed down in return, right? If we even switch to the lower time frame chart, like 4 hour, you can clearly see that right now the market is consolidating. Right, there's a consolidation, and the market is locked in a narrow zone. 66.41 is the local, is the consolidation high. The low is located at 64 basically, right? So there is very narrow zone here, and everyone is waiting for the next move from the crude oil. Bitcoin. The Bitcoin moved lower. As you can see, very sharp reversal towards the level of 34, and if I'm not wrong, we just hit again the trend line, and it bounced from the trend line, which is very important because this line was violated, tested, then another swing high was done, then we went down, tested again, bullish engulfing pattern into 100 periods moving average on a 4-hour time frame chart, and into the blue trend line. Maybe let's change the color so we know that this is the orange trend line, and the blue is the 100 periods moving average. Nevertheless, the point is that we bounced towards the level of 50 right now, the neutral level, and now the market wants to move higher, wants to rally towards the supply zone. As you can see, the last stop and the first target and the last stop is located at where are my arrows? There you go. They're located at this level here. So the swing high here and here has been tested. Let me just mark it with this arrow so there is no confusion. And then eventually we will go up towards the supply zone. It looks like this momentum might break into the positive territory. Then the bulls might find a strength to go even higher, to move even higher, and that situation might be very interesting for the bulls. If we break above the technical resistance, if we test the supply zone, if we break above the supply zone, the outlook might be very bullish. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.